So, hello, British Library again, just to show you Harry Potter has already exhibition here, and it seems to be 20 years ago that Harry Potter occurred. By the way, in Edinburgh, Edinburgh. I just once I was able to visit the original cafe where what's her name? Yeah, the author Roland. I don't know. Yeah, you know, maybe it's written there. So she started to write there Harry Potter. And by the way, I just remember I never read Harry Potter. I just once read Harry Potter to a child in Kingston upon Hull of a colleague or fellow student. She was a mother, and she had a child, and I had to read in the evening or when I just was there. A little bit Harry Potter, and I read, and then I asked the child what I'm reading there, and the child explained me what I was reading there, but you know, it's okay. So it was quite funny, and so you know, it's a history of magic. And what I really remember of the films, just one thing: if there are feelings, for example, or you're afraid of something, and you visualize it as a monster or animal or something, a ghost or whatever, and then you are doing something. Maybe you are brave, or you are feeding, or the monster, or you're kind to the monster, then it disappears. So I think that's a quite smart idea to deal with different feelings and afraidnesses, to be afraid of something. So just visualize it and deal with your feelings and your problems, and then it disappears. Yeah, it's quite easy. So this is I think I have to pay. Okay, here, Majesty. This building was opened by Her Majesty the Queen in 1998. Her Majesty. Okay. By the way, I never heard the name of Harry's future wife, I say. And her name is Markle. So it sounds a little bit like Merkel, but it's Markle. Yeah. So why not? So and now is it free, or I have to pay? Okay, £16. Oh yeah, you see, £16. It's really interesting. Yeah. Not for me. But why not? By the way, this is the entrance hall here, and so there's a shop and there's a cafe. It's very British, always to have a cafe, also in churches, by the way. Mr. Andrew Lloyd Webber spent a lot of money for an organization to open churches during the week and the cafes. So he's a donator in medicine, because he earned a lot of money with his music. And so you know, all the cafes are important for British people, maybe more than the teaching in the churches or so, but you say it's more secular. But it's an Anglican church. It's not a Protestant or Catholic church. Exists also here, but the main religion is, or the main congregation, you have to say, maybe, or the main branch is the Anglican church. And yeah, so they're a little bit different from the others. And by the way, it's very human-made, you know, Henry VIII, and so was a sexual thing, I would say, yeah, because he liked to marry more often, and yeah, the Pope was a little bit funless or very serious, and so he said, no, then I do my own church, and now there's the Anglican Church. So a little bit like Luther also said, I don't like what is going on in Rome. And Mr. Tetzel, by the way, I just want to tell you a story. When I was a pupil, earlier times, we learned about Tetzel and wenn das Geld im Kasten klingt, die Seele in den Himmel springt. And on the schoolyard we discussed about this fact, and then we came up with the idea it could be possible to say that Lutheran people strengthen the relationship to God on their own. Not the church is important, but just a human being to his or her God. And then, after we discussed this on the schoolyard, we had religion as subject. And then we came in, and then we asked the religious, it's singular, religious teacher, if it's, we just said, so Luther was the opinion everyone should make his or her business with God on him or on its own. So it's not necessary the church and everything. And I think it was a priest or the religious teacher was a little bit surprised, but thought, why not? Yeah, because we could prove that Tetzel was saying, yes, you have to pay, then you are free, but the money was just for the Peter's Dome, Peter's Cathedral. So, so this was our version of Luther, that a church is not really important. And if you speak to a pastor or vicar or bishop or whatever, it's a little bit difficult, because he learned to be part of the church. And by the way, he is earning money, There's another saying, I think it's from Luther, wes Brot ich ess, des Lied ich sing. There's also music relation, but if I translate it, some say who pays the piper, piper? Yeah, who pays the piper? Says is saying the tune or something like this. I can't remember. So I would translate it like, whose bread I'm eating, that song I'm singing. It's slightly different, I would say, but yeah. So it just, you see, if you are, for example, employed in the church, in the Catholic Church, to mention that in the Bible there are no female authors is not very smart. Or if you're employed in university, it's a little bit different situation, because the university is a place of education, culture, and or if you're employed in a town council, like a music school, it's a little bit, I would say snoring. Everything is a little bit, but sometimes it's important if you have a Parteibuch, a party book. It's not a book where all the parties are written in, you attended, but sometimes it's helpful to be on the right or left side. Yeah. So you see, yeah. So, but yeah, but this is a town council employee situation, I would say. Yeah, but okay, yeah. So yeah. So we started with. Oh, sorry, I'm disguising. I think that's the right word. Schweifhaft. I just like to show you here. Listen, no? That's a very musical term. And side B, no? Plan B. I saw on German television is now on. B wie Bach, wie Beethoven, wie Brahms oder wie B wie ja Bechtel fällt mir noch ein, aber okay. Oder B wie Brahms, Bernstein oder Britten oder wen haben wir denn noch? Beatles, ne? B wie Beatles, Plan B. Oder, tja, wer fällt mir denn noch ein? Mit B wie Baumann, ne? Dieter Baumann, der sich immer so schön die Zähne putzt, ja. Oder B wie, tja, wer war denn noch mit B? Komisch. Ja, gibt es so ein paar Leute. B wie, tja, was gibt's noch mit B? Komisch. Naja, schon ein paar Namen. Bechstein, genau. Bechstein, Bösendorfer. Was fällt mir noch mit B ein? Tja, Bellini, ja, haben wir ganz vergessen. Bellini. Oder B wie, Beuys. Huh? Beuys. Oder Bacon, ein Maler. Kommen wir mehr in die Künstler, also die Bildende Kunst. Oder like Baby Bacon, Baby Boys, Beach Boys, of course, the Beach Boys. Oh, Baby, wen haben wir denn noch als B? The B-Side. Da gibt es auch mal die tollen Geschichten. Sorry, in English. There are always funny stories. The B-side should be filled with a song. And in the end, the B-side was a hit. Was a success. Just a B-side. Just beside said plan B could help with A. Not the 18s, you know, A, the 18s, or the A League, A level, you know. I would say myself is maybe more a B level, like B, yeah. Okay, so this is the exhibition. B. So this is another B, like B, like, I don't know. Britain. Boy. You see, boy. Also with B. Oh, by Alex Kolkowitz. Kolkowski. You see? There's another Alex. Yeah, Alexes are all around. Yeah. B like Benjamin, yes. Or B like Birte, is also a B. Or B like Brigitte, whoever. So, started 1877, I think, and it's up to now, nearly 140 years, sorry. We have now 2018 it's nearly 141. 141. Haha. Ah yeah, yeah. You see what's going on? 141. No, why not? Okay. Oh, sorry. So just a last view. Look back to the sign here, and you see here Sir John Whitblatt Gallery, Treasures of the British Library. I really recommend that you come to the British Library. It's opposite the Youth Hostel, St. Pancras in London. St. Pancras, by the way, 9 3/4, no, you know the gate, the track, 9/3/4. Oh, I don't know. So 3/4 is St. Pancras and King's Cross. Yeah, it's together, and you can travel with the Eurostar from Brussels for cheap money if you book early, and it's a return ticket, and it's convenient to travel during day, and you can sleep or can eat something. It's different from flying to Stansted and coming from Stansted here into London, and it's the same price, but it's exhausting because you start often early in the morning at 6 o'clock at the airport, so you get up at 3 o'clock. So I just recommend to go by train to London and visit London. It's interesting. Sometimes it's a foggy day, sometimes it's a snowy day, but you see there's a lot of culture and different people and stories. It's quite mind-crashing, I would say. And so, yeah, all the best and see you later. Greetings from Peter.